Hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. If you like this sort of content, data, power, pain, click the subscribe button down below and the like button and comment, etc. Cheers. Let's get straight into it then. So I'm sat on the start line of Hillclimb. It's number 34 in the National 100 Hill Climbs, as written by, I can't remember his name in a book anyway. 1 minute intervals, no pusher off because of COVID. Cheers for that. About a 5 minute climb-ish for me. I'm feeling pretty fresh, feeling pretty good. Let's give it the beans and see what's in the tank. So top of the date screen, I've got power, then I've got heart rate, and then gradient. So I've started my clock about a couple seconds before I say go, and then promptly faff up clipping in. So you'll notice now I'm not really moving anywhere, so I'm trying to clip my left foot in. Then I'm in, then I'm angry. Right, got some catching up to do. Bang, 600 watts. That's not wise. I will not sustain that throughout. So I quickly thought, no, I need to calm that down. So it starts off, the gradient takes a little bit of time to catch up from when you press go. This is about 7 or 8%. So not too steep, but it's still a decent hill. So I'm just trying to settle into the rhythm, stay seated, because I know that later on in the climb, this gets steep and this gets hard. My 5 minute power PB is about 460 watts or 470. So I know if I go out at low 400s, it should give me a bit of breathing space to try and lift that at some point. So here we are, just easing into it. So heart rate's climbing, that's 145, getting into a sort of hard tempo zone now. That didn't take long to get up, did it? Just trying to work as hard as I can whilst managing the effort. Now normally at these sorts of hill climbs there'd be spectators left and right, but of course they're strongly discouraged because of COVID, can't have groups standing around, etc. So it's a bit of an anti-climax, but you're there to test yourself, push yourself as hard as you can. So that's what I did. So yeah, drop down to 380 watts. It's not very steep. So you're fastest if you go hard on the slower bit. So when it's harder. So when it is a bit shallower, I'm just going a little bit easier, just to go a little bit more in the tank when it does get hard. Let's ramp up a bit now to 9%, 10%. That guy in front is just warming up. He's not actually started yet, I don't think. So yeah, it's getting hard now. Like I'm well into sort of like, PB power 5 minutes. So that's the HQ, and this is the beginning of a flat bit. So this bit, I didn't really know what to do because I didn't know the climb. I haven't ridden it before today. So we're now going to a road close, and this bit is actually flat for a couple of 100 meters. And I didn't dare go into the big ring because I thought I don't want to drop down, going up the hill and potentially drop a chain. It doesn't normally happen, but so I got down to like 11th gear on the back, just spinning out, and then I was just about to turn left here. It's a pretty sharp hit, and this guy was walking across. I was like, oh, am I going to hit him? Kept it pretty fast, didn't touch the brakes, came to the left, and this is so steep that it just knocked me so much speed off. I didn't need to touch the brakes at all. So I'm down to first gear, rattling through the gears to get down, up to 500 watts just to keep moving. That's about 25% that corner, as you can see. It's not 30 that says, it is about 25%. Then it flattens off to around 15 or 16 for this next part. So this is this business end of the race. This is where the difference is made. Those that have gone out too hard will blow up here and lose a lot of time, and those that haven't will make a lot of time up. So this is where I'm thinking, I don't know exactly how far it is to the top, but I know it's not very far, so therefore I'm going to keep pushing. Now this hairpin, if you look on the inside, it's rough, it's steep. You don't want to be on the inside, you want to be on the outside. Daryl, who's a subscriber and great hill climber, has taught me a bit about momentum and a bit about my time trial mind thinks always take the shortest route. That's not always the case in hill climbing, so I went a bit wider on that corner just to try and carry a bit more speed. I've got minimal speed, haven't I? But if you just hit like a brick wall of a hill and it really knocks you back, you're going to struggle to get that back. 450 watts, see, this is hurting. So my max heart rate on the bike is about 170, so I'm very close to that. Some days I'm above that, some days I'm below that, and I'm at 163. Yeah, this is pretty hellish. I think this is Liz on this corner here. Yes, we've got another little angle of me coming up. In my head, it looks like I'm going a lot faster than that. Apparently I'm not, but it does feel like you are. Oh, go on, DW. I don't look like I'm built for hill climbing, do I? I'm like 86 kilos, 87 kilos, but it's a great thing to do. It really makes me think about my weaknesses. So I'm 480 odd watts now. So that guy there, you see in that corner, he's just come past me, or past Liz, about 10 seconds behind me. He does catch me. Well done to you if you watched this video. I think I should have sent you the clip of that as well, because that was an awesome ride. So we started on minute intervals, so he took over a minute out of me, which the top guys normally do at least, but for somebody sort of like starting mid-pack myself, that was incredible to see, and he passes me in a minute. So we're now 25%. This is steep. This is just a case of turn the pedals over. So I've got a mid-compact crank, which is 52/36, and 11/32 cassette, and you bet your bottom dollar I'm in that 32, wishing that, there we go, look at that. What a monster. I'm doing 460 watts and he's just coming past me like I'm stood still. Look at that. That's a great ride. Bit of a crowd here. I think most of these are competitors that have finished. But yeah, it's great to get a bit of a cheer and a bit of a kick on. Numerous photographers as well. It's a bit wet, but it wasn't. We didn't struggle for grip. Well, I didn't struggle for grip, being a bit more planted than other hill climbers. I was absolutely okay. Look at it, he's well gone in the distance. Then it flattens off. It's like 18%, 20% now. This is really, really hard. This is like everything just to keep moving. You see the little red lights on the top of the Wahoo. Yeah, that was hard. Now it's flattening off a bit, so I think it goes down to like, or in that 14%. It goes down to like 12%. It doesn't flatten off as quick as I think. It's still like pretty steep here, but you can see the crest of the hill. So when you can see that, you're like, right, okay, let's give it everything. And now you can see the checkered flag. So I'll get a bit of a sprint up. Here we go. Come on, 500 watts, bit of a sprint. Finish, done. There we go. So I did about 5 minutes 15. Normalised power 436 watts, so really happy with that. It's actually my third best ever 5-minute power, so I'm pretty happy to do that. I think I could have probably done a higher average power if I'd have pushed harder on the flat bit in the middle, but it's not about having the highest power, it's about getting to the top in the shortest time possible. So that's it, I think. Okay, so second hill climb of the day in the same town in Matlock in Derbyshire. Bank Road, this one is. This again is a super steep hill climb. It was the national course in 2016, and pictures from 2016 shows like crowds either side. Obviously not the case today. There was a couple of my club mates out supporting me, so thank you very much for coming out, and all those people who shouted "Go on, Dan" and so on. I spoke to a few people there as well, so if that was one of you, thank you very much. Here we go, a couple of seconds to go, and let's go. I think I clipped in a little bit better this time. Not, yeah, I've gone. So this one's pretty straight, so you can see what's coming. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but again, I didn't really know the climb, but I thought I could see a fair way ahead, so I'll know when the finish is, and I knew roughly how long it was. So I quickly tried to settle into, right, this is going to be a bit shorter than the hill climb in the morning, so I'll go a bit harder power-wise. So I'm trying to sit between 430 and 450, hoping to average about 450-ish. So I'm just trying to get into that rhythm. I've stayed seated. A lot of the time, people shout, you know, stand up, people say stand up, and I think that sometimes is a quicker way to hill climb, but I seem to be quite efficient when I'm sat down. I'm not wasting energy swinging side to side. I don't really think it helps me swinging side to side. Sometimes I get a bit more leverage off the drops, but I don't really think I feel much difference. I think if you've got a bit of a sprint, then you might be able to get out of the saddle and engage those muscles, but I just don't have that. So here we are, sat at about 440 watts, it's 13%. Ignore the heart rate. For some reason there's a bit of heart rate lag, and that is not my heart rate. I can assure you I was breathing heavier than 100 beats a minute. Still holding pretty well, sort of 440, 450. It might look like it's easy because I'm holding a constant power. I can assure you it's far from easy. This was actually pretty hard. I wasn't really feeling very fatigued from the morning, but it's just when you're trying to hit those short, sharp efforts after you've done one in like a couple of hours before, it's sometimes a little bit not quite there. But 12-13%, you know, it's not horrendous. I'm still in, I think I was in second gear at the back, so I was in a 28 tooth sprocket. I did go down to first when it kicks up in a minute, but I was feeling okay pushing on. See a few supporters on the side of the road and the locals and so on. That really helps. People shouting and LA and up and whatever else people shout with abuse. Photographer, always trying to look at the photographer, make sure I'm not dribbling or snot dribbling out my face. Power drops off a little bit there to about 400. Sometimes I think you can try and take in too much of your surroundings. Back up to about 430, 440, we go 450. Yeah, ramp up a little bit there, up that junction you see, a little bit of a steeper bit, so up to about 500-ish. Almost without thinking it, because you're just trying to keep turning the pedals over, and because it steepens up, you've got no option than to put more power out, otherwise you will just stop. So about 550 watts it. It's a bit of a big dig. I haven't watched this video before talking it through, so this is a bit more of a push. So I'm out of the saddle now, and Daryl actually shouted to me saying, get out of the saddle and stay out of the saddle until the finish. So looking at the power, I didn't feel like I was going much faster, but actually I'm putting out nearly 100 watts more there than I was when I was seated. So if anybody does hill climbing or climbing at pace or whatever, let me know down below. Do you prefer to climb in the saddle or out the saddle? I would have definitely said in the saddle until I've just seen those power numbers, because that is quite a decent change, isn't it? 100 or so watts. It's probably taking me a bit more to put it out, but I don't like, do they? 480, 490. Now the finish is just on this corner, and I can see the checkered finish flag, so I know it's there. So I know I've got to push. And then I think I sat at like 493 for seconds and seconds, just absolutely on the edge. That was all I could put out. It was just staying the same. Like my number is a 3-second average power. Last little push to the finish. There we go. Bank Road hill climb done. I got 3 minutes and 10, so it's probably about 3:08. So I started it a couple of seconds before the start. Normalised power 467 watts, so really happy with that. Average heart rate 109 beats a minute, that was not the case. I think 467 is roughly my like 2.5, 2 minute 3-minute PB, something similar to that. I think I've done like 470 for 2.5 before, but that's pretty much there. It's really hard to get like a high average power when the terrain changes a bit, but that was awesome. So that's it, 2 hill climbs one day. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Well done to anybody else who did those races. That also marks the end of my hill climb season, my hill climb campaign for 2020. I'm the undefeated 2020 South Normanton Cycling Club hill climb champion, mainly because nobody else in the club did the hill climbs other than Pat, who did one, but failed to sign out, so was DQ'd. And Rebecca, who did one, and I just beat her by 2 seconds, so that was good to just keep her behind me. Racing for this year isn't finished for me. I have the Clumber Duathlon next Sunday, which is now held at Thoresby, so the Thoresby Duathlon. So I'm doing the standard distance, which is now 6.5k, 37k, 6.5k. It was supposed to be 10k, then 5k run, but whatever. We'll make do what we can, won't we? So that is it for today. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you tomorrow for another day of triathlon training.